Welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and today I'm going to be doing a celebrity psychic reading, mediumship reading on the late Kim Porter. This is a video that was highly requested, but I was on my holiday vacation, kind of, getting away from social media for a little bit. To kind of unwind for the holidays and take some days off. So I didn't do that. And also I feel like it's sort of, I'm not the YouTube channel to do, videos like this just to garner views, or to gain views for my channel. Based on someone's death, so out of respect, I decided to wait on doing this video. A lot of people that would be listening to this video may say, well, there's a lot of facts already that are out there, but my video, if you take the time to listen to what I have to say, I'm not going about anything, because I don't know anything about Kim Porter other than she was with Sean P. Diddy, or P. Diddy Combs, whatever his name is, and he's the rapper, and they've had kids together. That's the only thing I know, and that she's a model. I believe she did modeling. That's all I know about her. So other than that, I'm going to go ahead and get into the details of what I am getting from her soul, from my spirit guides, as to the cause of her death. Now, what is facts out there? I'm going to start off by giving the facts is that she passed away in supposedly in her home. There was reports. There's been a lot of different reports on media over the last couple of days. These are the facts that I'm giving you first. Things that y'all would already know. That she had traveled to Africa. She came back. She wasn't feeling good. She had some flu-like symptoms, quote unquote. And that she had a nurse kind of administer some IV to her, a couple of days or whatever the situation before her passing. And she wasn't feeling very good. She displayed quote unquote flu-like symptoms. So I'm going to stop right there. That's exactly what we know. The autopsy has been defined as pending investigation. People really are speculating at this point, was it foul play? And I'm going to get into all of this. So sit back and relax and just listen to what is coming from spirit. The first thing that I want to say is that I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all, but let me go ahead and break something down to you. Are y'all seeing the pattern that I'm seeing? Prince, prior to his passing, he had, they had reported that he had quote unquote flu-like symptoms. Do you remember that? If you go back to the passing of Prince. And then they also said that, he had, he had gotten an injection, quote unquote. So these are the things that need to start popping out and standing out. We're seeing a pattern here with celebrities being taken out from, their life. Kim Porter's passing was not normal. I will just say that. She wasn't, what I'm getting from my spirit guides is it wasn't her time to leave. It was not her time to go. We all have different exit points, but I feel like this was a forced exit point for her soul, first and foremost, to leave. She wasn't prepared to leave. Also, a few days prior to her passing, she had posted something on Instagram that the universe has her back. So now I'm going to get into beyond the facts of what is out there in social media, what is out there and what people know. I'm going to get into what I see. This is coming from spirit. I don't know anything about this woman other than she's a beautiful woman and a beautiful soul. You can tell that Kim Porter had it all. She was a total package. She was beauty, brains, and she had a heart of gold. Okay, so the first thing that I'm getting from her soul, what I'm hearing from my spirit guides and what I'm getting, is that there was a man in the mix here. That she would have. This would have been like a few months before her passing. Now, this male is someone who was like a very negative influence. I feel like a very negative vibe. Someone that has money. He is light, kind of. I want to say he is dark skinned, so I feel like he is African American. Is what I'm getting. But he may be like his the way that he does things is very secretive. I see a lot of secrets. I'm hearing a lot of secrets. He's a very dark individual, spiritually dark. His soul is very dark, and I feel like she was fighting with this male. There were some conversations exchanged I don't feel like this is necessarily P. Diddy. I know a lot of people have been blaming him for her passing. I get that there would be someone else, but I'll get into it further, and see what I see here. But I do get that there is there's a male here who she would have been interested in, but there was it was a toxic relationship. I don't know if this was under the radar because not everything that you see in the media you can believe, and only Kim and her family or people that are close to her would know her situation. But there was some exchange of communication. It wasn't pleasant. I do see that she feels like she was backstabbed by this person. And when a person is backstabbed, either they have, given some information to this person, and the information was not kept secret, excuse me, or they pass that information on to someone else. And it could have been also that she had feelings for this person, but realized that they were cheating on her with someone else. And I get that there would be a lot of discussions to the point where this guy went from, just kind of like having skeletons in his closet and all of this, to maybe some discussions about, her revealing certain things about this person, or, coming out and saying, that this and this happened. So there was like this truth that was being covered up by Kim. And that's what I'm getting here. And the male that Spirit would be referencing is someone that didn't like that. He didn't like the way that she was, maybe the conversations that they were having, the things that she was saying. Because Kim was someone, even though she's very sweet, she was never going to bite her tongue. She was always going to tell you the way, things were, and she was a mama bear. She was the one protecting her children. So I don't get any foul play from the family, from her children, or yet I don't know about P. Diddy yet. I haven't gotten that far in the reading yet. So again, I'm just vibing with the energy and with her soul and what I'm getting from my spirit guides. But I see that there was another male too in here, and I feel like she was surrounded by men that were not good energies. And again, this is not P. Diddy, so I don't know what her romantic life was like, if she was seeing two people at the same time, but she didn't want to break it off with one or the other. And again, this may not be stuff that you will know in social media, or that was, she would be there would be photographs of her with these two men, because a lot of this communication could have been secretive, or her meeting them in certain places. But again, I get two males, and both of them were dark energies. And I just see that they are fighting, a lot of arguments, a lot of disagreements, and her being in an emotional state, not well, spiritually not well because of this. It was very draining and very depressive for her. I get that she had a lot of secrets that haven't been exposed yet, but I feel like her daughters, the twins, they may know about it, and also her sons, they may know, but they're not going to come out and say it, what the mom maybe shared with them about these two men, for one, for out of respect for their mom, and two, for privacy. And I don't feel like the children know who would have killed Kim, because again, I feel like this was murder. I do not feel like this is coming through as a natural death at all. But I do feel like she had a lot of, and I get a lot of anxiety. So I feel like Kim suffered from some type of anxiety. And I'm getting short of breath. So when I'm tuning into her soul, I'm already getting some of these symptoms of how she would have passed. So there definitely was something with the cardiac arrest, with the chest, with the heart. And the breathing being slowed down. So that was not fabricated. I am getting that from the soul as it's tuning in. There's something here she's saying, and that Spirit is saying that she had to be very strong for her family. The relationship with P. Diddy was based on secrets. There was a lot of lies, a lot of cover-up. She was almost like when someone is confused about their sexuality, or or they're trying to hide that, sometimes they will get with someone, and that person is used almost like the trophy wife, or the trophy person. And everybody knows about P. Diddy's sexuality, and and whatnot, you know. And I don't know P. Diddy, and there's nothing to be ashamed about it at all. But I feel like there was some bad blood between the two, even though they were, you know, were trying to be amicable because of things that she would have known, and she had to bite her tongue. And I feel like at some point she was kind of paid off by P. Diddy. At certain point to never to discuss this in public, like they had a business arrangement, some kind of business deal. Now her net worth, and this is a fact, is she was worth upon death supposedly, again, $2 million. 2 million is not a lot, people, especially if you're living in LA and Beverly Hills, or you're living, you know, in the lifestyle that Kim was used to, you know, and her family. I'm sure that P. Diddy, you know, provides support, financial support for the kids, but 2 million is nothing. I mean, it goes by really quick. It's, even if you own your home, you know, and you know, she has to attend these events and these so, you know, and get, like, you know, dresses, designer dresses, and, you know, designer things are not cheap, and it comes out of pocket unless you're sponsored by a designer and they want to, you know, give you the dress to showcase, you know, their line, their clothing line. But to get back on topic, you know, I feel, and I'm getting that there was something here about money and threats in her, you know, saying that she wanted some money. Now, I'm not saying that she's the type of person to, you know, blackmail anyone, or to ask for money, but this is what I'm getting through. So there was something here deeper, about money, that, you know, a power struggle, that she wanted some money, but somebody wasn't willing to give it to her. You know, this is there's a lot of things that are coming out as I'm not even done with the reading yet. Okay, so the next thing that I see is that where she, you know, she was going, there was a third guy. There was somebody else that was really loving her and that wanted to, that was coming into the picture, that she would have been starting a relationship, a fresh relationship. So the two men from the past that I spoke of in the beginning of the video, one could have been like an ex that she would have been in communication with, and maybe somebody else who was just interested in her, but not, she wasn't like romantically, oh, I wouldn't say romantically, but she wasn't, you know, in a serious or committed relationship. So this could be like open relationships that she would have had, and again, the past. But there was a new guy coming in, and I see that there was a new love for her coming in from what Spirit is saying, and that this guy was going to offer her something, but there was a darkness to this relationship that she would have been starting, or that would have already been in the mix for a while. There was a darkness, and it felt like she was bound to this person, but at the same time there was a lot of disagreements, and I keep hearing money. There was something about money here, and the need for that. But this guy that she was falling for, or that she would have been interested in at some point, like I said, he wasn't a good individual either. She had the tendency to attract guys who either were very low vibration, that were not honest, that got money, and the money was either dirty or just not clean, you know, not obtained through clean sources. Because a lot of these that are in the entertainment, you know, industry, and that are in Hollywood, you know, even though they aren't actors or musicians, you know, a lot of the money that comes in sometimes is not just based off of royalties, but other things that they have to do in the industry that, again, I will not be talking about, because there, you know, there's certain things that I just can't discuss here on the channel. But there's certain things that they have to do when you're in Hollywood, and whether or not this is, you know, darker ceremonial stuff, you know, things that are, you know, more satanic. You know, I hate to kind of go in that route, because then, you know, I'm going to be misconstrued as being a conspiracy theorist. But, you know, just like angels exist, demons exist, just like the divine God source exists, so does the devil. And, you know, as much as we try as spiritualists to, you know, push ourselves aside from all of this, you know, there's a lot of people that are in the spotlight and entertainment that are into ceremonial things, that are into darker things, that are satanic. I'm just gonna say it, you know, that are not of the light. So what I see from all of this is that this guy that she was almost like a handler. That's kind of like how it comes, and again, I don't want to sound like this is, a conspiracy, because it's not. But there was some kind of control that he had over Kim, this guy that Spirit is talking about. And yet these other men, she had bad blood with them as well. Um, so there's a lot of secrets, a lot of that going on, a lot of nervous energy prior to that. Going back to her Instagram, she posted something about the divine or the universe having, in divine timing, things would happen. I can't remember what the exact quote was, but that was facts, and that came out in the news. Um, she is okay. I do get that she is okay. She has transitioned over, but she's not happy with her death. She's not happy how this all happened. It's a cover up. People were paid off. Of course, I mean, flu-like symptoms, feeling unwell, injection. I mean, come on. So I guess the question here that a lot of people that would be listening to this video is, how did she pass? Was it strangulation? I don't get that it was strangulation. I get there was something chemically in the body, in the bloodstream, that was administered either through this, and people are not going to blame the nurse, because again, sometimes the nurses and that come in, they're given bags that have chemicals in them for these people. The people that are wanting to take out Kim, or the person that was wanting to take out Kim, they are, they are prepared. And I feel like the police is also paid out. The people that are investigating, they're all paid out. Money talks in the entertainment industry. A lot of these mysterious deaths of these big celebrities, even though Kim was, not considered like a prince, or, like a Whitney Houston, she was still at to a certain level, she was, someone that was in the spotlight. She had her own stage presence. She was a celebrity. She did have, her own presence in Hollywood, in entertainment. So, what I get from all of this is that, she was trying to move away from all of this. She felt trapped. And again, there's money issues. So I feel like her death was caused by needing money. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, she didn't need money. She had P. Diddy. But you have to understand, they weren't together, and they didn't, file, I believe, they didn't file anything like on a piece of paper, when they would separate, what she would get, or, again, I don't know, because I haven't researched Kim as I'm doing this video. I don't know everything. I'm just giving you what I'm getting intuitively. But I do not get that this was a natural death. It was murder. And I do get it was a male who was African American, who she would have been involved in, and felt like her hands were tied, and it was a trapped situation. She felt bound to this person, but yet she knew secrets about this person, and she knew secrets about other men. And it was like she had a lot of enemies, even though she was well liked. But the enemies were not females; they were males that did not like Kim Porter, for whatever reason. And I get the reason would be that she knew things about them. And when you feel threatened to a certain point, you have to protect yourself. So it could have been a situation where she, kind of what I'm getting is that she would have told him, if I'm not given this, or you're not respecting me, or you're not treating me this way, this is going to happen. Now, regardless if this is, her, talking to someone like a friend and divulging the truth of what it was, I just feel like she knew more or less that this was going to be the outcome. I get panic, nervousness. She was intuitive on certain levels. I also feel like she had like I don't know if she was into magic or things like that, but I feel like she would have been aware of it, and she would have known a little bit more about, the things that happen in, like I said, in the entertainment industry, the darker shades in the entertainment industry. What I mean by that is, not everyone in Hollywood or in the entertainment industry is into satanic things and dark things like that. But there are some people that have risen to fame, and that have gone and acclimated and gotten to the levels that they are, by getting into this world of ceremonial things, darker things, and they keep it very secretive. Like you would see people in Hollywood, in celebrities, and you would not think that this person is in it because either they profess to be a light worker, are very spiritual. They drink kombucha. They practice yoga, tai chi, taekwondo, and they wear mala beads, and they do all these things. And again, that's like a cover up or a facade. Deep down, it's like, during the day they're one person, but at night it's a totally different thing. And I know a lot of people listening to this like, oh, Raymond, you sound like another conspiracy theorist. But let me tell you, I'm no conspiracy theorist. I tell you what I see and what I feel and what I get intuitively from spirit. So whether you believe it or not, that's up to you. I'm not here to defend my gift. I'm not here to make you believe what I'm telling you. I'm giving you everything that I see and that I'm hearing and that I'm feeling and the vibes that I'm just getting overall from this. There's a lot of cover up. Um, it, it was like they didn't want her to see the truth. They didn't want her to give the truth. But her death was caused by something injected, something in the system, in the bloodstream, that would have led to a heart attack. And I feel like it worked. And there are certain drugs out there that that the medical community that would be listening to this could attest. These are either RNs or people that are doctors or nurses, nurse practitioners. But there are certain chemicals, there are certain drugs that you can give to a person that are not necessarily to kill them, but if they're given in high dosage or over a small period of time, or if it's given in a small period of time and she already had other things that she did, or other medicines that she took. It would have been someone that would have been close to Kim, like I said, someone who would have been aware of any medications that she would have been taking. And money gets people a lot of things. They can get information, they can pay people off, they can get prescriptions easily or get drugs easily that are prescribed from pharmacies, from pharmacists, apothecaries, and they can also use herbs. It doesn't have to be, an actual medicine, in liquid form. It can be herbal and made into like a liquid and then injected or given in, administered some kind of way. There are herbs like oleander, there's oleander and there's other things that can kill a person. It would have to be in higher dosage, there's arsenic. I'm just putting this out there that, there was something chemically, and I don't feel like, they're going to come out with the truth when they do, because they are going to come out with the autopsy, with what, the cause of death was. They can't keep it, for too long as like, pending investigation. But whatever it's going to be, it's bogus. It's going to be something bogus. It may say cardiac arrest. That would be true, but it's not going to say exactly what was in the system. And if it is, it's all going to be covered up in lies. Again, money talks, and it's all about, covering up things. And I feel like this just hasn't happened here. It happened with Prince. It happened with Whitney. It happened with Michael Jackson. It's happened, over and over and over. And what's so ironic is that it's happening among the African American community. I'm not saying that there's been other deaths, like other people in Hollywood that are, white people or Hispanics, and I'm not turning this into a race thing, but, it's sad that, that this is happening to our brothers and sisters, and to the African American community. It's not fair. It's not right. It's horrible. I'm part black myself. I did my ancestry, so I can't sit here and people can't call me racist because I'm not. I also attended an all-black church for 12 years, and a lot of people wouldn't know that about me. It was a Baptist church, and I never felt like I fit in that, and I was born Catholic, so I didn't feel like I fit in that category either, and I drew away from the church and took more of a spiritual path. But yeah, people that would be listening to this and saying, because I've had that before, told to me that I'm racist, I'm not. I'm part black myself, and I do consider myself that, and I'm very proud of it, my heritage. And I also did go to an all-black church for 12 years, so I'm pretty familiar with, a lot of the customs and, just uh, beautiful souls, But what I get and what disturbs me is that we're seeing a rise in murders in the entertainment industry among African American women and men, but it's predominantly happening to a lot of the women. And I feel like this is something that needs to be fully alert. There needs to be vigilance. There needs to be more exposure to this. People that know Kim and her friends that would be knowing, that knew her, they need to come out and they need to kind of further investigate and push this for an investigation further. And not just like kind of like mourn and just say, thank you for, for the time that we had you here on earth, and that's it. They need to do some kind of investigation. There needs to be this needs to be looked further into, because it's not right. It's not right that we continue to lose our brothers and sisters, and it's not their time. I don't feel like it was Kim Porter's time. I just don't. So I send my condolences out to her children, to the family, to her friends that would be listening to this video. God bless you, and thank you so much for tuning into this channel. If you have anyone else that you'd like to have me do a celebrity reading, I'm starting to do these again. Please comment in the comment section below. And if I haven't done that person yet, I will get to it eventually. So blessings and love and light. Have an amazing day.